Hey guys, today we want to talk about, is paying for childcare actually worth it? So we're going to break down the math, talk about what is that equivalent to if we just had a stay-at-home spouse instead of having both spouses work, and see what the numbers, how the numbers shake out. But if this is your first time joining us, welcome. My name is Michael Foley. I'm a certified financial planner and student loan professional, and Lifestyle Creep's all about helping you as healthcare professionals, and we do financial planning for healthcare professionals with student loans. And so we want to simplify the complex, and excited to dive into this, help you guys combat this lifestyle creep. So let's dive in. So the biggest thing that we see, one of the biggest contributors to lifestyle creep, is when you have kids, right? That's one of the biggest jumps in budget. Usually when our clients transition into practice, oftentimes it coincides with them getting married, having kids, moving to different states, buying a house. All of these life transitions really contribute to really raising those fixed expenses quite a bit. And so that's one of the big questions that we often get, is when you're looking to have kids, what is that additional cost going to actually look like? So really, being a parent, a new parent as well, we were faced with the same sort of decision. Does it make sense to look at daycare, to hire a nanny? Do we have family help? Or should we just have, in our situation, my wife stay home and take care of our son, and running the math on that as well. So obviously there's other considerations outside of just the numbers that could be beneficial for your family. But today we just want to break down the numbers and look at the math. How do we compare daycare, nanny, stay-at-home spouse, and seeing what that equivalent amount is. So let's start with daycare. So daycare average cost, according to care.com, average cost is $226 per week across the country. So some states are higher, some states are a little bit lower. So that comes out to $22,600 per year. And this is assuming that we have 2 kids going in daycare. I'm just want to compare apples to apples here. And then, so that's the equivalent to about $1,883 per month. And that's after tax. That means that you don't have to pay them that amount, but you had to earn more than that, pay taxes and do that. So let's say you're already earning, let's say one spouse is earning about $380,000 a year, right? Maybe we have one spouse is an attending physician and one spouse is not, or vice versa. Maybe you're just working part-time. And if we're already there, we're going to be right at the cusp of that next tax bracket. And so that's going to tip us for any earned income above that metric. That'll be likely at the 32% mark. And so if we're going to be earning any amount over that, we're going to be taxed at 32% federally over $383,000. Again, that's not meaning that all of your income is going to be taxed at that new rate. Big misconception. So if you haven't checked out our video on that, please do. But that's a big thing. So if we look at the effective tax rate on this, we're looking at that daycare cost for 2 kids translating to a salary of about $33,000 a year. For your spouse would have to be earning about $33,000 just to break even, right? Not including any other travel costs or other paying for work clothes, lunches, all that other stuff, not including that. Just the salary itself would probably equate to about $33,000. Also not including state taxes into that, okay? Now, let's jump over to a nanny cost. So nanny cost average per week is $694. And so fortunately with the nanny, they can have multiple kids. That doesn't increase with how many kids you have. I'm sure within reason, they could probably only take care of so many kids. But so that translates into about $2,891 per month. That is an additional cost. That's a fixed expense in your budget on that. So that translates into about $51,000 of a salary that your spouse would have to be earning to break even. Again, not including state taxes, not including any of the extras of travel or anything. So that's a pretty solid salary that in our country to be earning about $50,000 just to even compare with what a nanny would be earning taking care of the kids. So that's a big metric to be looking at. One of the other things that we wanted to talk about as well is also a student loan tip, that if you do live in one of the community property states, and so there's 9 different states that you might live in, that if you do have a spouse that stays at home and does not work and doesn't show an income, could be advantageous for your student loans too, especially if you're going for some sort of student loan forgiveness program like the public service loan forgiveness, because in those community property states, when you file your taxes separately from your spouse, you get to actually delineate your income directly down the middle. So you effectively could have your income reported to the Department of Ed on your behalf. So that would effectively almost have your student loan payment in that situation. So on top of the additional savings from not having the daycare or nanny costs, could also potentially realize some student loan benefits on top of that as well. So definitely something to consider, but obviously if your spouse is earning a lot more than that, it's good to know the math and kind of see where that break even is, and then you guys get to make that decision as a family. So hopefully this is helpful to break down the math for you guys. And if you guys ever have any questions on your own specific situation or want some help in your finances and trying to do all the adulting, all the right things in your finances, our team would love to come alongside you. And so please reach out and we'd love to chat with you. Take care.